All right. So as I've said many times, staffing is important for public safety. So law enforcement staffing is very important. So every town council meeting, I'd like to just give a brief update on our staffing situation. Currently, we have 51 uniformed employees that are allocated to the Antelope Valley Area CHP. That's 44 officers, 5 sergeants, a lieutenant, and myself. Currently, we have 3 officers that are in training. One of them very close to being off of training, and 2 that just started. We just recently got those new officers from the academy, so we're starting from the beginning and getting them through that training. Training takes about 6 months or so before they're completely off. Gosh, I don't know how long it's been now. I think March 6th was the date that my lieutenant Tim Jacobson retired. So as far as managers are concerned in the Antelope Valley Area CHP, it is just me. Tim Jacobson served for 24 years, and it's kind of quite a loss. You know, his time in service, impacted a lot of folks, and I'm no doubt saved a lot of lives. So it was fantastic to see him retire because I know that is a possibility at some point down the line, but it's definitely a loss for us. In previous meetings, I talked about statistics, and I'd like to retouch statistics here tonight with you all. When I first met with you all, I provided some stats that were obtained during the month of January 2026. And although I'm going to provide you a full year of statistics for 2025, which might seem underwhelming now because the information that I told you in that first meeting was somewhat fake news. So I got to clean it up a little bit. In 2025, we only had awareness, the Highway Patrol only had awareness for activity that was from Avenue T all the way to the county line. And in September of last year, we broke specific, what we call beats, that's areas of responsibility. So we broke it up into three spots. So Avenue T to 106th Street, 106th Street to 165th Street through Pear Blossom, and then 165th Street to the county line. And the reason we did that was so I could provide you information about what are we doing in Pear Blossom versus what have we done in Little Rock versus what have we done towards the county line. So unfortunately, I don't have those broken down statistics for 2025 because we didn't do it yet. So in the full year of 2025, on the beat, on the 138 from Avenue T to the county line, we wrote 683 traffic tickets for moving violations, arrested 13 people for DUI, and wrote 166 correctable violations. The 5 tickets that bubble to the top, no matter where we are, basically are speeding, unlicensed, unregistered, and uninsured drivers. And then for whatever reason, window tint seems to pop up in the top 5 citations that we write. So our officers are out there. They must see an awful lot of window tint. So that's it. That's the total year of 2025. We move into 2026. Now, this is where I start to get a little bit of clarity as to what did we do in Pear Blossom proper on the 138. So in Pear Blossom, we had a total of 119 traffic citations issued so far from January 1 to February 28th, 2 DUI arrests and 20 correctable violations. The same 5 citations make the top 5 as far as the most tickets written. And I've got, if we just look at Pear Blossom, that's our beat 43. 2 fatalities occurred in 2025 out of the 47 we had for the area. So in 2026, so far this year, we have not had any. And then if I got the slide here that you're not going to see, but if we look back in full years for the full 1,400 square miles that we cover in Antelope Valley CHP, in 2022 we had 42 fatalities. 2023, 42, 2024, 43, 2025, it spiked up to 47. And so so far in 2026, we have 5 in the total area that we cover. Our goal is to reduce the number from 47 to 42. And of course, we'd like to reduce it more than that if we can, but that's the immediate goal. In Pear Blossom proper, in 2022, there were 7 fatalities. 2023, there was 1. 2024, there were 2. 2025, there was 1. And so far in Pear Blossom on the 138, there has not been a fatality thus far. And then I had some various graphs. The 2 fatalities that we had in 2025 were, let's see, 138 at 141st Street, where one person was killed, and it was a right-of-way violation, so 2 motor vehicles involved. And then another one on April 6, 2025, 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. It was another right-of-way violation, 2 motor vehicles involved. So those are the 2 for 2025. And then I had a couple of graphs that I would show you normally if I had access to do so. And it just basically shows you what types of crashes we're having in Pear Blossom and the number of those crashes. So I have the screen up in front of me so I can at least show you, or at least I can speak to it. But so far, we've had about 15 or so property damage only crashes this year. We haven't had anything serious injuries, suspected minor injuries. So far, we've been doing pretty well through Pear Blossom on the 138 this year. And the last thing I'd just like to say is our focus, as far as my strategic plan and the leadership vision, is that we're out there maximizing our in-view patrol, because I've said before, there's no greater deterrent to criminal activity and poor driving than the presence of a uniformed officer. We focus on what we believe matters based on the top 5 that we're talking about. We're focusing on speeding, seatbelt enforcement, and DUI enforcement. We want to ensure that just so you know, I expect that my officers are out on the beat all day. They're throughout their shift. They're not at the office or somewhere else. So they're visible to the public. And of course, on the 138, as I've said before, we do have a dedicated officer on the 138 daily. And then lastly, one of my goals is to engage with the community, which is why you've seen more of a captain commander than probably in years past. So I plan on attending every one of these meetings on the east side, the west side, north and south throughout my area. So I appreciate you guys inviting me to these meetings, and